All right, folks, we are back with another Eye in the Sky, War of Rights, third person, live Monday morning quarterback, whatever we want to call it. We are on Washington Street. It's the only, I would say, kind of urban Harper's Ferry map that I like. Some of the other ones I'm not too crazy about, but this one I like. We've had a blast this evening. We've had some of the best officers, the best pub officers that we can have. We've had a full server. We look headed for another full server for this one, so I'm kind of excited to sit back and just see what happens, but we'll do our best to cast it. I actually haven't gotten to play Washington Street in a while from first person, so I want to see how it unfolds. It looks like right now the plan is to, what is it, all three or all four? Looks like all four CSA are going to go some version of left. I don't want to miss what's here, so we'll just take it. This is a map, I believe, some of the Union. Is it? I think it's the Maryland PHB, which, by the way, best uniforms in the game, if you didn't know. And I believe that they do have 42s as an option. So if that still holds, and you can usually tell the PHB by the sky blue caps, absolutely win the War of Rights fashion show. Unless and until we could all get the backers reward. I think it's what, for the 79th New York and the what I'll call the Highlander attire. But most people wouldn't have that anyway. So yeah, it's good. It's probably just going to go to 3rd Maryland PHB for forever. But one approach that you can see the CSA implementing is to wrap around. We're just about at the we were really just about at the boundary. There are areas back here where the Union can go, the CSA can't. And so we're close to that if we're not on it already. It looks like the CSA is going to bob and weave through the tents, use that as concealment. They're going to run up here. The Union should be able to get cover and concealment back a little ways, but for reasons, I'm not sure if these rocks are ever in bounds. It doesn't really matter. It's a sharp looking flag, man. Not a great angle, but sharp looking flag. Alright, I feel like we're missing other fights here. We have two flags down over here, and this looks like, there they are, the sky blue folks, and they're just cleaning up here. Can't say I know everyone, but yeah, they're absolutely running around, and I think they're trying to cut off CSA reinforcements here. And this might actually be an opportunity. You never want to die in skirmish channel line, and I'm not advocating rainbowing, but there might be a lot of CSA when their flags get down, or if whatever reason they're not spotting a flag, they have to run from here down to here. As the Union, if you had some trusted folks, they could hunt those Rambos down and absolutely farm tickets from. Yeah, this is a good move here by the Union. This is kind of it's shaped like the nipple on Dunker's church. Church not included this time, but it'll be a strong position. The CSA would have to come through an open field in order to get to him, and I think they would time out if they wanted a melee anyways, so there is that. You heard it there first. I want to follow the exploits of that Union group. Alright, so Nuke is leading a CSA group there. This is another CSA group back here. Alright, and so it looks like the CSA is pulling off. I guess they felt like that door was shut, so they're going to go look for another one. There we go. I think they're gonna get lit up. And yeah, it's a little bit confusing also because the CSA uniforms are gray with a bit of blue that is kind of on the light side, so you can always hit T, that'll solve a problem, and some union reinforcements, more 3rd PHB are over here, and not too sure what that's about. So we see the CSA is going to press down here. We are near the point of contention, which it's that house. I think it's the only, yeah, it's the only habitable one here. Getting close to the extremes of where the Union can move without going out of bounds, but I don't think we're quite there yet. We have to be very quiet as to not give them away. I never like standing behind a house for too long. You just never know. You got to assume that somebody's seen you. It's just a matter of time before they get on you. So it looks like both companies of the 3rd PHB are over here. Okay. And that's who they're engaging. This is pretty close to CSA spawn. I believe it's right over there. Is that artillery on this map? I just never noticed. Yeah, so you can see that's the part of the graveyard map. There actually is CSA already on this map, but they're not here. They're, I believe, way off, I don't know, French or Manly. We just heard them. There they are. So that's Manly, I believe. If you have a range chart, it's fine. If not, it can be rough. You get a lot of TKs in organized or in pub play here. CSA is making a pretty good move. They got the they get some shadow here. They can get some concealment. If they want to, they can move around. And can move all the way up here, and then you could try to shoot down on them if they don't know what's up. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of CSA heft over there. A little bit more over here. Okay, we see the CSA flag there. All right. Not sure they know where everybody is, but this feels like it's generally going the CSA's way. It's a pretty hot shootout. The groups seem to be devolving almost into one company v one company actions, which I think tends to benefit the attackers just because it makes most ticket trades 50-50, and attackers generally have more tickets. It's easier said than done, particularly from my position, but I think to try to mitigate some of the ticket stuff, the ticket deficit that defenders have, they got to try to concentrate and overwhelm the attacker in pieces, and it becomes kind of a mutual game of defeat in detail. So this group seems to have stood their ground, which is pretty easy ground to stand because the CSA can't easily access it. There's got to be another Union company, though. And it's not you. That's a CSA group. It's got to be one of the non-Maryland PHB companies. And I think, nope, that's PHB. Here we got a big old push. Guess door number 1 was not the answer, but door number 2 will be. Yoon was waiting for it. Alright. And in relative ticket terms, it's even. There is an exchange of gunfire over here. Alright, and so we got 3. So most likely there's a 2v1, yeah. So we have a CSA group. Do we have? No. But that's that other Union group. They're getting a little aggressive. Well, the aggressive defense is what I suggested, but you'd have to try to line up. I think those two groups take down one, but yeah, because you see that's the second CSA group. But if this CSA group is finished off by this Union company and they unite with that one, they might be able to knock down a second flag, and then you have a situation where it's kind of 4v2. And the reason why you want to do that is because at the end of melees there tend to be a lot of skirmishing and out of lines. And if you're constantly in formation and dying, it's the attackers who would be taking those skirmishing and out of line deaths, and so that helps with the ticket balance. And if you knock a flag down and keep it down, it makes that unit far less combat effective, basically combat ineffective, until they're able to get their flag back. And because people will try to recover the flag, if you camp it, you can get additional out-of-line skirmishing and just other ticket drain as that side tries to recover that flag. And so, again, it's much easier said than done. It's, you know, nice theory you got there, but you got to try to implement it. So if we're getting a little turned around, again, that's kind of CSA spawn, attacker spawn. You can see that they're coming down here. I don't know that this PHB group, they don't look like they're faced up for this, and I wonder if they're about to get it. Okay, and they must have felt that there might have been pressure there, and they're pulling out, and it looks like that is the full, I think those are both PHB companies. They're moving all the way up this road here. They're going to run into a bunch of skirmishing and out of line from the CSA. CSA do have some answer, though. We'll see if any of the CSA were alert over here, and if they're going to try to follow in behind. A couple of Union stragglers. Now, you don't want to do that. Again, we're all nuance, but you don't really want to do that. But if you are the Union, you can shoot at the outer lines as they come down the road. Don't worry about spawn camp, and if people don't want to be spawn camp, they can spawn on flag. Alright. And I think the third PHB might be caught in an anvil here. Maybe they'll break through, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they did break through. Oh. Well, you got 2 flags back here, so they might break through at great cost. If these guys are dying and skirmishing and out of line, you really can't do that as the defenders. Oh, I completely missed counterattack. So in that case, if you're the Union, you can go a little bit more pell-mell here, because as long as you're down on tickets, if you recap at a higher level, you'll go back to the attacker's ticket level. Though now it looks like in relative terms, it's almost dead even. And so, yeah, as the Union, you don't really want that.
Those are friendlies.
They ain't that... Well, some of them are friendly. Alright, I don't know if this is the Union actually trying to cap. They got 2 flags. I don't know where their others are, though. I'm not too sure about that. Somebody is standing off somebody. So here's a Union company. And this is the other one. I don't know if they both know the other is there. But that was kind of just a giant box around the point. Alright, Union's getting some cap weight in. I don't see any movement over there. Yeah, so they're about even on tickets. So this doesn't, in the end, it's not really going to hurt the CSA, but it might not help them. It doesn't help the Union and doesn't hurt the CSA. That's kind of how that feels to me. Where is that CSA group? They're just all broken up back here. Alright. Oh, and CSA's back on point. And they are now embedded on that point. Some CSA are coming around. Oh, and they got an officer back here. This is just going to be bad. You can hear the sounds in the background. Both sides taking losses at about the same time. CSA getting a group on the high ground. You see the similarity in the uniforms. A bit. A little bit. That's Union. And that's CSA. That is 5 skirmishing tickets right now. Huh. Sound like we had some movement, so CSA is going to come out and they're going to try to clean out, I guess, whoever's over here. Oh, and we see that they don't know. I don't think they know. Whether they were watching it or it was pure luck, the Union moved at the same time to come in behind them.
Shoot him in the back.
Yeah, and so the Union's going to throw a lot of cap weight here, very close to point. Oh, and I guess the CSA got them in the back. I was wondering, where did they go? I have no idea what happened to that Union unit. Seems like they just evaporated. These are some Union dying in spawn here. Just a touch high. Oh. So that is our point of contention, still held by the CSA. And you might try to go down here, use the crest of that hill. I'm not sure where they're going to try to pop up. Maybe down there and then come back into the point that way. It doesn't really matter. We'll figure it out. Looks like the CSA is sending a group. I'm guessing to come down here. Oh, 2 groups. to come on down here and try to press this group off this building. Well, someone in the Union clearly saw it, and they're probably going to be back. They can get cover and concealment behind that building. And at the same time they're moving, the CSA is moving over to here. So I guess we'll see. There was a second flag, a second CSA flag. A little slow on that one. We'll see now. It looks like the Union's got cap weight back on point. We have a Union flag down here. Union spawn's so close, I don't know that it matters too much, but oh, that cap weight has been dealt with. It's hard sometimes to figure out where you want to post up. I think this guy's just going to run in the middle and start stabbing people. We're now in a situation where the Union recaps will actually go up a bit in tickets. And so wonder if they just throw wave after wave here against the CSA defenders. Alright, so this is maybe for all the marbles? I don't know. They're going to try to hit this group end on. Okay, they saw that coming. They pulled back. Ooh! That was quite the show there. Is there any more to this? There is not. Union's got to push somewhere. You got a flag that... Okay, it's trying to keep up with this group moving around. That looks like their flag. I don't know why it's not up, but they got to be getting everybody in. Alright, so they're going to try the backdoor route here to take in the house. Should be able to go inside, right? And nobody can see anything that's going on in here. Oh, hello.
Damn, everyone's dead but me. What the fuck?
Well put. Well put. Yep. And that ran out of steam. Man, it's hard to believe the CSA had that many more. Well, the CSA does have 11 more people. But they probably lost a bunch to Artie. All right. It's going to do it.